Good morning. It is June 5th, 2014, UPB here. It's a Thursday, optionmillionaires.com morning video. We're going to go over some charts. We also have the ECB coming out this morning, one of their biggest meetings in quite a long time. The expectation is for negative interest rates, so that's going to be interesting to see how the market reacts. Also, they're trying to fight deflation, so we'll see if we get that kind of bazooka launch to blow the deflation fears up into a pile of dust. Right now, let's look at some charts. And QQQ, just a mere couple weeks ago, this is a 5-year weekly chart, was looking at a head and shoulders topping pattern. The bears were all over this, expecting a move lower, and we got the exact opposite. I was talking about, you check the blog and my videos over the last couple months, this broadening descending wedge. You can also go to StockTwits. I posted this chart before it broke out, and I was saying we're going to get higher prices, and we did. Now we're up to the top that we saw back in March, and we're breaking above it. Let me just pull in a little closer so you can see what I'm talking about. You can see, look at that beautiful candle there. It's a 6-month. Yesterday, we broke above it, and I was saying this 91 level, I have it about 91.15. So key here to get above it. We've been just kind of consolidating. If you would just take this pattern here, okay, we had the move up. Back in the middle of May, we moved. This is a beautiful flagpole, in my opinion, and this would be the flag flapping in the breeze here. So this would imply higher prices, and it could be the ECB this morning that pushes us to that higher price. The VIX has been tormented, just selling off consistently, seemingly on a daily basis. VXX, which tracks short-term futures here, just continues to plummet. You look from a long-term perspective. I mean, split adjusted 7,500 to $33.15. Pretty wild move to the downside. But yeah, the VIX is implying that we're going to have no volatility, which is great for out of the money option traders because you're going to get a cheap price because the market doesn't think anything's going to move anywhere. Look at Goldman Sachs. This week I bought the Goldman Sachs 160 calls on Monday when the stock was at $1.58. Not $1.58. $158. Right down here to start the week. Those were 55 cents, and at the close yesterday, we're at 280, just about. So that's the types of moves where you can make a lot of money in this market with the volatility being so low. Same with U.S. Steel, and you can look at U.S. Steel. I posted this chart up at StockTwits, also at the blog at Option Millionaires, and I was talking about it in the chat room. How we're in this descending channel. Yeah, the chart looks really decidedly bearish, but we were at the bottom of this channel, and I expected prices to be supported here, and sure enough, to open the session yesterday, we get a nice spike and a continuation, a move up 3% yesterday. I got some 23.50 options for 9 cents 2 days ago. Those were up at about 35 cents. I got some $24 calls. So just looking good here for U.S. Steel. It's nice, we have this channel. It's still in a downward pattern, but we're not completely bears or bulls. We're traders at heart. So if you got a channel, the odds of it sitting at support and bouncing off of it like it's done over the last 2 months were pretty good, and you can see the rewards that are being reaped from looking at that chart and trading it as such. I've been talking about Visa and MasterCard. I put up a chart at the blog at optionmillionaires.com recently. The stock is off its all-time levels, but I think it's going to continue, and we're going to at least double top, which is get us up to that 230 level. You can see us really, we kind of got a little bit of ahead of ourselves, and you just draw a trend line across. We're back in this upward trend, moving to the upside. So I'd expect us to continue to melt higher, and possibly with the cheap implied volatility, that we can get some very inexpensive options farther out, heading into the summer for a move back over $230. Amazon has been really beaten down. It's got that big fight. There's a piece in Bloomberg this morning talking about how they have to renegotiate their the price that they have to pay these authors for their books. It's just a big mess, and the stock has kind of been dragged down. Obviously, its earnings report didn't help when the stock gapped to the downside. It's really been stuck in a downtrend since it hit its high at the start of the year. It found support at about the 280 level. It bounced off of it. Looked like we had a nice inverted head and shoulders here, which we kind of still do. And so I was looking for a move here up to 320, 325, 330. And we'll see if that happens. Right now, volume's starting to decline a little bit. Looks like other stocks are getting bought, like Apple instead. So for Amazon, I think at some point we're going to get a nice move like this to the upside. So this move here we have from 360 to 400. I think we're going to get a nice move up to the 330 level. But right now, it's just a waiting game. So if you're trading out of the money stock options, the stock is really, especially over the last 5 to 7 trading sessions, just been meandering in a tight range, which is killing out of the money stock option traders. But Apple, conversely, has been doing quite the opposite. You can see it broke out of this wedge to the upside. It's a beautiful move. Once it got over 600, it looks like it's going to have that 700 in focus, possibly before it does its split. But a beautiful W bottom that I pointed out last year, and then it's just been a really bullish action. Everybody down here was talking about the stock being the next Microsoft, and then 60% to the upside later. Now they're talking about it being a growth stock again. So anyway, Apple's been really helping out the NASDAQ and lift some of the technology shares as well. We have Google, which will do Google. I like the Google because that gives you the longer price history. You can see we had the pullback from the March highs. We found support here at about the 515 level. We had the gap up back in November. Well, it looks like just your garden variety pullback, and I expect to move up to 600 again. It's going to be timing. Timing is everything, and when you're trading out of the money stock options, of course, because if you don't time it right, you're going to have those options decline in value drastically when you're trading out of money stock options. If a stock just slowly drips higher or lower, you lose. If the stock trades sideways, you lose. You need the stock to move the way you think it's going to move in a short amount of time, which is why option sellers, although with the VIX at lows and volatility in the market at lows, the option sellers usually do quite well, but it's getting a little more risky as volatility starts to drop. Let's move up to CRM. I'll do a couple more charts and then we'll call it a morning. CRM's at support here. Love this. If we can hold this $50 level, I'd be looking to get some calls here. We'll see if that happens. This does, the chart itself over this 2-year daily time frame does look decidedly bearish still. You could almost make the case here for a head and shoulders topping pattern. We have a left shoulder ahead, and the right shoulder is not clearly as defined. Would have loved to see the stock get up to 57.50. We would have had a beautiful, nice head and shoulders pattern, but nonetheless, if we can hold this $50 level, that'd be very bullish for the stock. We start to bounce, and I think we would make a move up to the $60 level. Also, we have LinkedIn, which has been trying as well. You see it broke above, briefly broke below support, and then now is above it. And this 158 level is acting as support here short term. And I'm looking for a move up to about the 180 level, which bring us back to the highs that we saw at the end of April. So that's it. We got some charts here, and we have the ECB coming out that could really blow all these charts up into the dust. We could either have massive move to the upside, or if they disappoint at all, we could just completely collapse, which people have been calling for quite a while. So maybe they'll get their wish, but I'm not so sure about that. All right, UPB here from OptionMillionaires.com. Hope everyone has a great trading session. I'll see you in the chat room. Goodbye.